In a world shrouded in darkness, where fear had become humanity's closest companion, people whispered God's name, but felt only silence in return. The sick lay forgotten in corners, the poor wandered without hope, and hearts grew heavy with questions that seemed to have no answers. Does God still see us, they wondered, as pain echoed through empty streets and broken dreams littered the ground like fallen leaves. But then, quietly, almost unnoticed at first, love itself began walking among them. Jesus Christ stepped into this broken world, not with thunder or lightning, but with gentle hands and eyes that saw straight into the soul. Where others saw problems, he saw people. Where others saw hopelessness, he saw infinite possibility. A blind man sat by the roadside, invisible to the rushing crowds, until Jesus stopped. "What do you want me to do for you?" he asked, as if this forgotten soul was the most important person in the world. "Lord, I want to see," came the desperate reply. And with words that carried the power of creation itself, Jesus said, "Your faith has healed you." For the first time, the man saw light flooding his world, colors dancing before eyes that had known only darkness. Then there was the woman everyone had written off, carrying shame like chains around her heart. Society had labeled her, judged her, cast her aside. But when Jesus looked at her, he saw something entirely different. "I know you," he said gently. "You are not who people say you are. You are who God created you to be." Her tears fell like rain on parched earth, because for the first time someone saw her heart instead of her history. Word spread like wildfire. Thousands began following this man who spoke a revolutionary truth. God is not fear. God is love. These weren't just pretty words painted on walls. This was freedom itself, breaking chains of guilt, shame, and control that had bound hearts for generations. People who had lived their entire lives afraid of God suddenly discovered a Father who ran toward them with open arms. But love this radical always faces opposition. Those who profited from fear, who built their power on keeping others small, began to plot. Jesus knew what was coming. "A time is coming when I will be betrayed," he told his disciples, their faces growing pale with worry. Yet, even in that dark moment, he offered comfort. "Do not fear. Light always follows darkness." The betrayal came with a kiss. The arrest followed with chains. They mocked him, beat him, humiliated him in ways that would break any ordinary man. But even hanging on a cross, with nails piercing his hands and thorns cutting his brow, Jesus showed no hatred. Instead, he prayed, "Father, forgive them." Love was choosing to forgive even in its darkest hour. His followers thought it was over. Hope seemed buried in a tomb sealed with stone and guarded by soldiers. Darkness apparently had won, and fear crept back into hearts that had tasted freedom. But on the third day, everything changed. The tomb was empty. Jesus had risen. Death itself had been defeated, and fear was broken forever. This wasn't just a story about one man's victory. This was proof that love never dies, that hope can survive any grave, and that redemption is always possible. Today, in our own moments of darkness, when life feels overwhelming and hope seems distant, that same gentle voice still whispers to every broken heart, "Do not be afraid. I am with you." The love that walked among us 2,000 years ago continues to walk with us now, turning our fears into faith,
Peace I leave
our
with you, my
pain
peace
into
I give
purpose,
to you.
and our
Let not your
endings
hearts be
into
troubled,
new
neither let them be
beginnings.
afraid.